Helo, siamai. Fel rhan o'n gyfres fideos ar rhwystrau ymarfer corff, mi fydd ein hymarferydd lles seicolegol, Bethan Hufsticler, yn sôn am ddiflastod. Mi fydd hi hefyd yn trafod strategaethau o sut i oresgyn diflastod wrth gymryd rhan mewn gweithgarwch corfforol.
Hello, my name is Bethan and I'm one of the psychological wellbeing practitioners in the Wellbeing Service, and this is just continuing our kind of video series on common barriers to exercise and physical activity and how we might be able to overcome some of those. So we've done some on kind of time, motivation, kind of office-based or sedentary lifestyle. In this video, what we're going to look at is boredom, non-enjoyment or sort of boredom of exercise. So, some people just find physical activity boring. And how do we overcome that? Because if we find it boring or we don't enjoy it, we're probably not going to feel very motivated to do it, right? So that can be quite difficult for a lot of people in terms of engaging with physical activity. Now, something I think can be really helpful with this is to maybe reframe how we think of exercise. So when most of us think of exercise, we think of maybe going for a run, cycling, going to the gym. We tend to think of those maybe more structured or kind of more sort of formal sort of versions of exercise. Actually, the definition of exercise is really anything that raises our heart rate when we're moving our bodies. Right, so if we think of that, that's quite a broad definition. There's a lot that we can do under that. So as an example, gardening might be exercise, playing with the kids might be exercise, putting the radio on and dancing around our house, might be exercise. So have a little think about how you can maybe reframe exercise and think about what you enjoy. If what you enjoy is dancing, dance around the kitchen while you're making your dinner. If what you enjoy is playtime or silliness, play with the kids, play with the grandkids. Think about ways that you can change up exercise. The other thing when it comes to boredom is that sometimes people get bored with exercise when they start to regularly exercise and they're just doing the same thing over and over again. Maybe they walk in the same routes every single day, or maybe they're doing the same routine all the time. And for some people that can get really, really boring. So think about variety, think about having a few different exercises that you do in the week. So maybe you like to go for a walk some days, maybe you like to run some days, maybe you like to dance around the house other days, maybe you garden on other days. Have a think about how you can get that kind of variety and switch things up. Try some new things, keep things kind of fresh. That's how we can keep exercise really interesting and engaging, and hopefully can combat some of that kind of boredom that we might experience otherwise. So those are some 2 tips there just to help with boredom or non-enjoyment of exercise. Firstly, think about that broader definition of exercise and find something that is fun and is enjoyable for you. But also secondly, make sure that when you are kind of regularly exercising, you're switching things up, you're keeping things interesting. So don't do the same exercise on the same routes every single day. Try and keep things interesting, try and switch things up a bit. I hope that's helpful. Thank you very much, everyone. And if you do want to explore any barriers to exercise that you personally face, maybe more in a sort of conversational style, or maybe exploring that a little bit more with peers, we do run a barriers to exercise workshop for staff across the Health Board, which might be worth looking at if you are interested. Thanks, everyone.
Diolch ymwylio. Os hoffech chi fynychu ein gweithdi rhwystrau ymarfer corff i archwilio ymhellach sut mae'r rhain yn effeithio arnoch chi, cysylltwch â ni gan ddefnyddio'r cyfeiriad e-bost ar y sgrin.